Good morning, and good afternoon, good day, good evening, wherever in the world you are joining us from. It is a delight and pleasure to be here with you today. I'm Charlene. Hey guys, how are you? Happy spring! If you're in the northern hemisphere, happy fall. If you're in the southern hemisphere, no matter where you are, happy equinox. Ha! Oh. Good morning, everyone. How are you doing? Jeremy just said I had to start over, so we're going to start over. So I don't know what you saw. These things happen, especially on a day like today. The promise of newness, spring. You never know what you're going to get. It's kind of like a box of chocolates. I think someone said that once. Happy Easter. If it's your first time joining us, welcome. I'm Charlene. It is a pleasure and joy to be with you as always. I feel like the delight is mine. Tell me where you're joining us from. Drop in the chat. Say good morning. Tell me your name and your location. We always like to take a few minutes just to tune in. Quite literally, that's what we do. Mickey, good morning. How are you? Gabby, good to see you. Hey, Phil, how are you? Yeah, Phil joins us in Southern Australia, so welcoming the equinox of the fall. Autumnal equinox. Different vibes. Totally different sounds. That's for you, Phil. Perhaps Geraldine is here as well. But where we are, slightly different frequency going on. It's amazing, isn't it? So glad you're here. Gabby says, first day of spring for most of us, I assume. Indeed. How could you tell? Mickey, oh, you love the flowers. Yes, flowers are, I have always thought flowers are the smile of the divine. Rose, you look like a beautiful fairy. Oh, thank you so much. You love the background. Yay. Jeremy does such a good job making this all look so effortless, doesn't he? Gabby, well, I'm in stupid autumn. Actually, Gabby, I have to tell you, autumn is, not gonna lie, sorry, spring, my favorite time of year. We all have our favorites, our places of resonance. Cindy, how are you? Joining us in South Florida. I'm so glad you're here. Hey, Laura, happy equinox to you as well. If this is your first time here, whether you're joining us on Insight Timer, on YouTube Live, on Facebook Live, or perhaps even on Insight Timer, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for being a part of this community. You are why we do this. You are why we gather. Some could say that you are why these crystal bowls sing. So thank you for joining us. If it's your first time here, in front of you, you will see 20 chromatically tuned quartz crystal singing bowls. And that's very different than typical crystal singing bowls that you see, and here's why. So in front of me, I have basically all of the white keys on a piano keyboard, plus on the outside, all of those delicious black keys. And having these additional colors of sound is actually just that. It gives us additional colors from which to paint, from which to sonically create movement, texture, and experience. And sound is all about the experience. Sound affects us all differently. So everyone will have their own unique journey today as we move through different colors of sound. It's really interesting. The bowls are just like, just shut up. To me, not to them. They're just like... One of the things that we like to do at the very beginning is to take a few minutes and actually just begin to resonate and come together, kind of acknowledge a greater energy that's happening all around us. And why that's important is that because these bowls are made out of pure quartz crystal, they conduct electricity. Crystal, as you know, is a piezoelectrical crystal. I should say quartz is a piezoelectrical crystal. Which means that whenever they are struck, or in our case, for instance, rimmed or struck, they actually emit voltage, and that voltage is electricity you can actually feel. You can feel it coming off the bowls. In the lab, we actually measure the voltage at any given time that will come off of the bowls. We don't do it when we're doing live streams because it changes, it dampens the sound, obviously, whenever you have that touch measurement happening. But we've registered upwards of 40 and 50 volts at any given time on one bowl. And whenever bowls begin to work together, to harmonize together, the way the Overtone series works is that suddenly they create synergy of sound, and that synergy of sound generates more electricity in the air. You can feel it, you can hear it, you can sometimes, some of us can even see it. So honoring that the electricalness of the space, the electrical being that these bowls are, and the electrical being that you are as well, is really important as we begin to settle into the time here today. And it's really interesting. The bowls, listen, my job is to have no expectations, get out of the way, and go where they lead. But if I were to have expectations today, it was very much around boisterous, yay, frolicking, woo! And actually what I think the bowls are asking is actually to come into this point of stillness. It's that darkness right as the dawn is breaking. It's that as the little bud is bursting through the soil. There's this moment of quiet glory that's happening. And it's so easy to forget that space, that place of quiet glory is the beginning of the masterpiece, of the beauty that we see around us no matter what the season is. And so it's really interesting that the bowls are actually asking me right now, I'll just share that, to lean into that. Which is also very interesting because today, thematically, we're talking about lighting the fire, igniting the fire. A lot of times we think of the flame more around the summertime, but the truth is that just like that little bud has got to break through the soil to make a grand oak tree, that grand oak tree's got to start somewhere. That little break of the soil. So perhaps we consider today that that's where we're really going to be starting. So Jennifer, happy equinox to you as well. In Chicago, it's your first day. Yes, the first day of spring, and it snowed in Chicago. Amazing. Gotta love Mother Nature. We are sending you warm wishes in Florida. I believe Mickey and I are sending you warm wishes. Yep, from Florida. Hey, Jackie from Alberta, Canada. Good to see you. Suzanne from Salt Lake City. Probably a chilly Salt Lake City today. How are you? Joe from Melbourne. If that's Australia, one of our favorite cities in the world. The world has lots of great cities. We loved Melbourne. Whichever Melbourne you're in, I'm sure it's wonderful. Could be Melbourne, Florida. I'm sure there's other Melbournes. Sandy with an I. Glorious early morning in the Tucson desert. Love the flowers too. So grateful. We're grateful you are here as well. Marilyn Fontaine. You love both. I'm assuming fall and spring. Indeed. Amen to that. They're both magnificent. They have such different feelings and energy too. I'm with you, Marilyn. Thanks for tuning in from the UK. April, good morning to my Tampa Bay neighbor. Yes. Gabby, also coming from Australia. Joe, hello. I love your kitty cat icon. Hey, Joy, how are you? Peach and Reese rising? Peace and rich rising to you as well, my friend. Happy equinox. I'm glad to see you. Hey, Mike. Yay, sound bath. Nice to see you, Mike. Hey, Cindy. Saying the sound's going in and out. I'm sure Jeremy's working on all of that. That's another reason. At the very beginning, we take a little time just to get settled in, let the bowls start to speak. Lots of things go into making this work. I see Carmina, Daphne, Kat from Chicagoland, Daphne from Berlin. Yes, I bet you're enjoying a magnificent spring day. I hope it's been beautiful. Carmina says today is also World Frog Day. And there you have it. Ribbit. Hey, Kathleen, nice to see you. Phil, you sure there's only 20? You counted 19? You probably can't see some of the there's a black one in the back. Yes, there are 20. Wanted to triple check. Sometimes we do. We change sets out. Sometimes we actually have 21. Sometimes 22 is a little tricky just because of the sizes, but they are all there. We actually are going to have a permanent 21 if I can figure out how to get it situated in with that high E. Very excited about this. But that'll be with a new set. We're actually exploring. We're working with a good friend of ours. You might have heard of him, acoustic physicist and inventor of the cymoscope that makes sound visible. John and I are doing some research together on the frequencies of the pineal gland and how to activate through music. Those delicious, delightful frequencies that will help to engage, enliven, and delight the pineal gland, which of course connects us into higher levels of consciousness. Also working on some other parts of that too, so stay tuned. That's going to be fun. We also have a new program coming out, launching in a month. It's called Heart Alchemy. So good. The time of year around the equinox, doesn't matter which one, to begin to enliven and alchemize our heart, our emotional centers, really becoming more of the master of our own emotional centeredness. I love it. Jeanette, good to see you. Oh, sorry, Jeremy. I know I got behind in the chat. Geraldine, sweet dreams to you, my friend, in Western Australia. We'll get to that in just a minute. Jessica, hello from Boston. Pretty background. Oh, thank you. Happy first day of spring to you then. Yes, World Frog Day, guys. It is happening. Hey, Goddess Immo. Happy New Year. Yes, we're going to talk about that in a minute. Today is a mini day. Many, many good days. Jessica, quiet anticipation before spring. Lori, Madison, Wisconsin. Happy Spring Equinox. Yes, to everyone in the Northern Hemisphere. Jennifer, you liked that quiet glory. Yes. Jessica, in elementary school, Boston got a foot of snow on April Fool's Day. What a trick. You never know what's going to happen. Jeanette says she loves every season, lately deeply anticipating the dark and quiet of a Canadian winter. I love winter. I love all seasons. Summer's a little tricky for me, but go figure. Joe. Oh, you said that the kitty in your picture is Sassy, and she's joined your life. Well, hello, Sassy. Hello, darling. We're so glad you're here. To all of our little 4 or 3, or no-footed, or winged friends and companions, we love you, we see you, we cherish you. Thank you for making our lives better. Meow. Poonam, hello from Brisbane, Australia. Looking forward to fall asleep in this sound bath. Wonderful. Gabby says, I'm changing my name to Catwoman from the last leg I watched. That's funny. I love that. Jeanette, love and light from Canada. Feeling quite vulnerable since yesterday. It's been a very intense time, hasn't it? Yeah, we're really going to get into that here shortly. Violet, good morning. Sending love to you in New York. Rescue kitties are the best, my friends. Violet, you're not a rescue kitty. Maybe you are, I don't know. Julia, happy day in San Francisco. So glad you're here. And Mary, Buffalo, New York. Yes, Lori. Polar opposites. Spring and fall, all at the same time. I think that's the beauty of the earth. I wonder if it's part of our task of being here, of why we choose where we're from in many occasions, is it to be able to hold the opposite for the rest of our earth family and friends, but I digress. I think we said good morning to everyone, Jeremy. So friends, this is a momentous day indeed, the equinox. Let's talk a little bit about the equinox. The spring equinox, which is also called the vernal equinox, vernal is Latin for spring, is when the sun is positioned directly above the equator, which is an event that only happens twice a year, today and on September 21, 22, every year, where we in the northern hemisphere would experience the autumnal equinox. The equinox of spring actually happened this morning at 5:01 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So we are officially walking through the resonance of spring. Now the word equinox actually means equal night. But how? Well, on the date of an equinox, the daytime and nighttime have a similar but not quite totally equal links. And this has to do with the way that our planet actually moves. See, the Earth's axis is tilted. It's about 23.5 degree angle relative to the plane of its orbit around the sun. And an equinox marks the exact moment when the sun enters an imaginary line in the sky. So picture a giant invisible ring above the Earth, just kind of like right above the Earth. And that sits directly above the equator. And scientists actually call this sort of, it's like a halo, a make-believe halo. They call that the celestial equator. It's a line the sun only crosses twice a year. Spring equinox, autumn equinox. Now, due to that solar angle, every region of our planet will experience close to 12 hours of daylight and 12 hours of darkness. It's probably why this time is so powerful. We're kind of all balancing in that polarity of opposites. For us in the northern hemisphere, technically the daytime is going to last a few minutes longer than the night. Now, interestingly, scientists who study climate use a different calendar. It's called the meteorological calendar, and they actually divide the 4 seasons at the start of the month. So each season lasts 3 months, with spring beginning actually on March 1st and then progressing through April and May. And these climate scientists base their calendars on the temperature cycle rather than the astronomical position in the sky. And that's because it's easier to calculate statistics and report weather. Well, the spring equinox, there's some legendary fun times that happen. It's always kind of interesting. I just learned about this. I think it's so fascinating. And one of our beautiful friends, I think it was Goddess MO, actually gave a shout out to Happy New Year. Well, whether you consider your year starting with the birth, this rebirth, this regenerative season of spring, or if you actually are celebrating a new year, like our friends who celebrate on the Iranian calendar, a really cool holiday, I think it's pronounced Nowruz. It's a pretty groovy 13-day celebration, sometimes called the Persian New Year. Happy New Year. The Persian New Year is observed by over 300 million people around the world, mainly in Central and Western Asia. There's lots of, I like this holiday, there's lots of spring cleaning, decadent meals, painting eggs to symbolize fertility. I'm kind of liking this. Kids knocking on neighborhood doors, banging pots, asking for treats, going on picnics, and jumping over bonfires, which symbolizes a feeling of renewal that the new year brings. This sounds like a pretty groovy holiday. It's like Halloween and Easter and summer 4th of July kind of all rolled into one. That's really clean. I like that. Now, this is an interesting fun fact that some of our more esoteric friends may really dig. So the Mayan built temple, it's a pyramid called El Castillo. But it does something really unusual every day in the spring and fall equinoxes. As the sun sets on these days today, a snake-like shadow appears to crawl down one flank of the structure. It's pretty trippy. The illusion is produced by smaller triangular shadows that are cast by individual steps produced on another pyramid. And while historians aren't actually sure why this happens or what it was intended to do, they think it was intended as a tribute to the serpent god Cuchulainn. Now, Now, some of y'all may know him as the feathered serpent god known to the Aztecs as Quetzalcoatl, and many ancient civilizations experts actually think that that's the same god that the Egyptians called Thoth. So no matter who's being honored, something special is happening in the equinoxes at this South American pyramid. I'd like for us to turn our attention now to our breath. So go ahead and find a comfortable position, whether you're seated or laying down, and just begin to notice your breath. Some of you may actually want your breath to help you slow, to calm the senses very deeply, very poignantly. If that's the case, what I'd like for you to do is one exercise, which I'll give for you in a moment, but there's some of us who actually want to begin breathing fire into our system. So I'll speak to that shortly. But first, for those who are looking for a more very soothing, calming breath, I'd invite you now to begin box breathing. So inhale for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold that breath. 2, 3, 4. Then exhale for 2, 3, 4. Hold it out. 2, 3, 4. So stable inhale in, whatever your count is. Hold that breath in for the same count as your inhale. Then exhale for that same length of time and hold that breath out. Same time. Continue with that. Now, if you would like to begin to bring a little more fire and heat into your system, consider doing Kapalabhati breath or pranayama, which is it's a rapid, forceful exhalation and a passive inhalation. It generates heat in the body. It's actually thought to purify the frontal lobes of the brain. All the decision-making happens. It's actually very invigorating and can help clear stagnant energy. So it's a more active breath. Now, if you're pregnant, menstruating, or have very high or very low blood pressure, epilepsy, or maybe you've had a recent surgery, you may want to skip this and do the boxed breathing. But for anybody else, go ahead and proceed with as much delicacy or as much focus as you'd like that feels good to you today. And you start by inhaling fully, taking time to fill your lungs. Then begin by exhaling shortly and sharply through the nose for about 15 to 20 exhalations. So there's a little bit of a pant that's going on as you're doing it. Your focus should be mostly on the exhales, not worrying about the inhales. It just kind of passively happens. They naturally happen. So you passively inhale as you actively exhale. After you've done a round, take a break. See how you feel. When you come to your next pause, fully exhale deeply, then inhale completely, holding that breath in for a few counts before you finally exhale slowly. Returning to your natural state of breathing. This is a very sacred time, and I invite you to be as comfortable as you'd like to be right now. Begin to find comfort and ease in your body. Right now is a moment of pure balance, the equinox where light meets dark and new beginnings unfold. So whether you're seated, or if you're lying down, if you'd like to lay your body down, just gently close your eyes or soften your gaze and allow your body to relax. And as you relax, you witness yourself releasing any tension you may be holding, taking a deep breath in, holding that breath in, feeling your sacred heart relax before you gently exhale, letting go of any lingering thoughts or worries. It feels so good choose, you can pick it up again later, but for now, just allow yourself to be here, present, unencumbered. There's no weight that's holding you down. It's easy to feel light as a feather. And for all of the lightness that you feel right now, you also simultaneously feel the gentle support of the chair, the earth, the floor beneath you. It's easy to feel supported. You feel your body sink into the chair, the floor, the earth beneath you. And if you have a grounding practice, I invite you to begin that now. If not, think, imagine, or feel a beautiful golden cord of light that originates at the base of your spine. This golden cord of light begins to descend into the planet itself, the earth below you, making its way down, shifting, finding a perfect place to tuck itself in, to wrap itself into the earth below, grounding you into the center of the planet. As you feel this grounding, your body relaxes even more. And you know that any time that you're ready to let go of any heaviness, all you have to do is think, imagine, or feel that heaviness, that burden, that energy, that color, that emotion or feeling just begin to descend down that golden cord of grounding, aligning light. You are safe. You are held. You are ready to embrace the warmth of new beginnings. Bringing your attention now back to your breath as you take a deep inhale in, holding that breath in, feeling your heart relax before you gently, quietly exhale. Notice the gentle rise and fall of your chest or abdomen. With each inhalation, imagine drawing in fresh, crisp air. Crisp, like a cool spring morning. With each exhale, release any tension, any stress, any lingering remnants of winter's chill. Imagine your roots extending down, down, deep into the earth, anchoring you, grounding you. You feel nourished. You feel supported. It's easy just to let this all go. Light as a feather. Now, imagine a warm golden light entering the crown of your head, the very top of your head. And slowly flowing down through your body, over your shoulders, over your heart, into your abdomen, melting away any remaining tension. This golden light purges, and as it does, it leaves traces of its shimmering essence, revitalizing, renewing, uplifting your frequency, your natural resonant frequency. shoulders, your arms, your chest, your abdomen, your legs, your feet, your toes, even your nose. You feel your body becoming lighter, more relaxed, more at ease. Notice how good it feels to just let go. Nothing to hold on to. Allow your breath to flow naturally at your own perfect natural rhythm. You are safe, you are relaxed, and you are ready. Now, move your attention to the center of your head, that third eye, that seat of intuition. Think, imagine, or feel yourself standing in a beautiful meadow. The sun is shining overhead and the air is filled with a sweet scent of blooming flowers. Notice a vibrant green grass below your feet, soft, inviting. You can see the delicate petals of daffodils, tulips, crocuses, all bursting with color. And you hear the gentle sound of a nearby stream. Its sound seems to sparkle in the sunlight. You turn your gaze to the distance and you see a magnificent tree. What type of tree do you see? You see its branches adorned with the fresh, new green leaves, so verdant, so pure, so bright. As you walk towards this tree, notice the warmth of the sun on your skin. You can feel that gentle breeze caressing your face as it softly whispers, "All is well." As you walk towards this tree, you have a profound sense that you are walking towards the center of your being. You are walking towards the fire within. As you approach the tree, you notice a small flickering flame at its base. The flame is the fire of your spirit, the spark of new life. You step closer and notice the warmth radiating from the flame. It's a warmth that uplifts. It never burns. As you step closer, you notice the potency of its warmth and allow yourself to feel the joy, the excitement, the newness, the possibility of engaging this inner fire. As you look into the flame, you notice it begins to grow, becoming brighter, stronger, more vibrant, and alive. Your inner fire begins to ignite with the energy of this equinox. A flourish of courage moves through you, a sense of empowerment. You are ready to embrace new beginnings. repeat after me, either silently or loud. I am open to the possibilities of a new season. I am filled with courage and joy. I am ready to blossom. Images of the tree and the fire just begin to dissolve. Now you feel yourself floating, rising, shifting as if levitating into the blue sky above, as if you're shifting into higher levels of awareness. You can feel a shimmering light surround you. Incandescence fills you with a lightness, simultaneously experiencing that warmth of the flame, your inner flame, as you float higher and higher, like a hot air balloon rising into the sky. This lightness brings such feelings of love, of joy, of infinite possibilities. All these frequencies you can feel resonating within you. Aligning your energy with the energy of the equinox. And as you breathe, you allow these frequencies to penetrate every cell of your being. This lightness activates your inner fire, ignites your spirit, breathes new life into all those cold places that are now reawakening. This lightness brings even more deep relaxation. Such peace, such fire, such potential. You're as light as a feather, as bright as a star. Imagine the fire within you growing stronger, brighter, more radiant. See it spreading throughout your entire body, filling you with even more warmth, more vitality. Letting go of any any final energies that you're ready to release, any remaining tensions or anxiety, any old patterns, any remnants of winter stagnation. They have served their purpose, and you welcome their message. You thank them for the information, the perspective that they've provided you, but now it's time for them to depart. Grounding away, reconnecting deep into the earth through that golden cord of grounding light, moving downwards even as you continue to float effortlessly, peacefully in that delicious spring blue sky, surrounded by the softness of ivory clouds, silver wisps of mist, an aquamarine vista surrounding you. You are floating in pure potential, and you feel happy, delighted in the promise of new possibilities. Give yourself permission. Allow your heart to blossom. Can you see your heart opening as beautifully as your favorite flower does in the springtime? What does your heart look like? Perhaps it's a rosebud opening, unfurling, grounded in the warmth of your inner fire, protected by that inner flame, and encouraged to expand in this light, effervescent sky in which you are floating. Perhaps you see your heart blossoming like a peony, soft, delicate, wispy. Perhaps it's a daffodil, like a trumpet heralding new information, new possibility. Maybe it's an iris, structured, linear, long, elegant. Allow your flower to unfurl. Finding joy and contentment in the subtlety of watching this process just quietly unfold. There's an ease to it, a simplicity, a delicacy that it can't be replaced or replicated, and it must work in its perfect time. There's no need to rush. The promise is there. All you must do is witness and allow. You are whole. You are safe. Your spirit is open to soar. You are surrounded by love. You are uplifted with encouragement. Whether it's words you hear, feelings you know, or deep truths that just are. All is well. I invite you to repeat after me, either silently or aloud. Like the flowers of spring, I bloom with new possibility. Like the flowers of spring, I bloom with new possibilities. radiate warmth and positivity. I radiate warmth and positivity. I am a source of light, igniting my passions and sharing my gifts with the world. I am a source of light, igniting my gifts and sharing my passions with the world. I am worthy of new beginnings. I am worthy of new beginnings. I trust the natural rhythm of growth and transformation within me. I trust the natural rhythm of growth and transformation within me. All is well. All is well. Taking a deep breath in, holding that breath in, feeling that sacred heart relaxing, unfurled like a beautiful spring flower before you gently exhale. As light as a feather, you begin to bring yourself back down to the planet, the earth beneath you, landing back in that beautiful meadow. In your mind's eye, you feel yourself slowly descending back at your own perfect speed. But before we get back to the earth, into this present moment, remember the next time that you choose to relax in this way. By listening to these chromatic crystal singing bowls, you can relax more quickly, more easily, more deeply, each time you choose to relax to the sounds of these crystal singing bowls. And bringing everything that you've just experienced that brought you joy, that uplifted your soul, that made you feel oh so good, all of the beautiful fire that you integrated, the unfurling, the gentleness of nature whispering, the glory and the simplicity, all of the sights that you've seen, the sounds that you've heard, the smells you've engaged, the tastes you might have experienced. Begin to bring those energies back into you now, feeling them nestling deep within your heart. If this is your time to drift off into peaceful slumber, good night, rest well, dream sweetly. Awaken tomorrow refreshed and renewed, ready to radiate the glory of the fiery glow of possibility that shines brightly from within. Sweet dreams. Now, if you're ready to come back and enjoy the rest of this beautiful equinox day, our first day of spring. Begin to come back with me now. Take a deep breath in, holding that breath in, feeling your sacred heart relax before you gently exhale, feeling yourself gently returning to your body. Your feet planting back into that beautiful verdant green earth of the meadow, of which you just so wonderfully rolloped and tromped with grace and ease, feeling energy coming back into your fingers and your toes and your nose. Feel that warmth of the fire within you, still glowing brightly. Nothing diminishes your flame. You feel ignited, and you know that this fire is always within you. It's a constant source of strength, encouragement, and inspiration for you and for others around you. You can return to this place. You can ignite this flame, turn up your inner fire anytime you wish. Anytime you want to reconnect with this energy of the spring, because it is already within. Taking another deep breath in, wiggling your fingers and your toes and your nose. And as you exhale, your eyes floating open, coming back into this space, this gentle, quiet time, feeling refreshed, revitalized, and filled with the joy of spring. Carry this feeling with you throughout your day, knowing that you are always connected to the infinite possibilities of spring. No matter where you are ready to embrace new beginnings. You are ready to blossom, to spread as a beautiful wild flower with structure and grace and elegance that is uniquely you. You are ready to shine that inner flame glowing brightly. You are ready to live your life to the fullest. You are the fire within. Taking a deep breath in, holding that breath in, the heart relaxing, before you gently let it all go. Sometimes we just need a good wiggly jiggly, don't we? How are you feeling, my friends? How was that for you today? I'd love to hear what your experience was. Tell me in the chat. Let me know. You know, every time that we have the opportunity to come together, it's always so different, so unique. The energy of the day, the energy of you all, our energy, everything, it all combines in such a harmonious way to generate a brand new experience. I love that we never know what's going to happen. It's kind of like whenever a new flower starts to come to blossom, you never know exactly what it's going to look like. You can guess, but it always somehow surprises you. At least it does for me. How are you feeling? I would love to hear this. Mike says you love the happiness in your voice and the positivity. That's so kind, my friend. Thank you, Mike. Kim said, what kind of breath did you call that? That was the, which one did we do? I know we did box breathing, the 4x4, and the, hang on. I'm having my spring moment. Now why can't I say it? Kapalabhati, thank you. Or the shining skull breath. Kapalabhati. All of my senses are in my toes right now because they're tingling. Kapalabhati breath or pranayama. Kapalabhati pranayama is that shining skull breath, and what it does, it's all about that exhalation, so that we're basically exhaling out, fanning those flames. If you notice, we're beginning to fan that inner flame within you. Oh, and then we went out. So what happens when we go out? Sometimes we have to come back in. I'm glad you enjoyed that. James, thank you so much for your donation, my friend. I appreciate your generosity. May it come back to you tenfold. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate it. Jeanette, yeah, it was one was box breath. You're right, Jeanette. The other was Kapalabhati. Good grief. Hello, am I in my body yet? I don't think so. Lindy says, sending so much love. Thank you for being here, Lindy. Jen, thank you so much for your donation. I appreciate that. We appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. And your emojis. All right, just stop. Boom, I'm done. I can just leave now. Look at those emojis. That's amazing. There's literally, if you can't see the screen, there is about 24 or more different amazing spring-related emojis, including a dragon. I'm not going to lie, because, we love the dragons. So, and I recognize Jeremy just pointed out, Liddy, that I said Lindy instead of Liddy. I apologize. Liddy, I see you. My brain is still coming back to the earth. Apparently, I need some more shining skull breath to clear out my frontal lobe. Marilyn, thank you so much for joining. You said it was brilliant. Thank you. And to you as well, sending love right back at you. Mickey, wow, incredible, engaging. Woo! That was all you, my friend. Isn't that amazing? The journeys that we can go on together, and we can all take such different journeys in the same space. I love that. Rose, magnificently magical. Such a beautiful name, too. Thank you so much, Rose. I appreciate that. Jen, I'm glad you were here as well. Adrian, you are a gift as well, my friend. Thank you so much. I appreciate your kindness. That's very kind. And your hearts and flowers, I received those. Julia, she says, thank you. You're welcome, and thank you. It was fabulous. I took my mind and body back to my Girl Scouts summer camp where I volunteered for 10 years. 2 Sentinels Girl Scout camp in the Sierra Nevadas near Lake Tahoe. Pure bliss. And thank you for bringing me back. Well, thank you for allowing us to go with you. I find that's the interesting thing about everyone's journey is that whether we're cognizant of it or not, we're all a part of it. And a lot of times we all feel remnants of others' journeys as well. It's interesting. It's kind of how music works. One note is never just one note. And when you play more than one note together, suddenly the way that their series of tones begins to work together creates something purely magical. And while they're both their own independent tone, they come and go. They kiss, they touch, they dance, they move through, they hug. And they're perpetually connected, forever and ever. Adrian, thank you so much for your kind donation. Thank you, Adrian. Thank you, thank you. Blessings to you. Liddy, can you redo this? It was awesome. Yes, actually. Listen to my brilliant husband, Liddy. So, one of the reasons that we simultaneously, wow, I need a nap, simultaneously broadcast, obviously here on Insight Timer and on YouTube, and now on Facebook Live, as well as Instagram, is that so you can have multiple ways to revisit any of your glorious magical moments that might have connected with you that during today's session. So whenever we're done here on Insight Timer, on all of our lives actually, this same replay from start to finish will be available to you on our YouTube channel as well as on our Facebook page. So please come and follow us on social media. That would help us out. It helps us out tremendously when you like or comment or share a post. It sounds so silly just to press a heart, but it makes a difference. It changes the algorithm. And yet that's so important, right? It's how we can continue to connect and help and reach and support and hopefully uplift as many folks as possible. So something as simple as a like, pushing that notification bell, just to get a little gentle reminder of, hey, she's going to go live. Cool, I'll be there. Or, I'm busy. I'll see you next time. Great. That actually helps us out tremendously. That's such a beautiful gift that we can all share together. And it's not just about getting a like. It's actually about expanding the message, about putting this information in front of more and more and more people so that their hearts can hopefully be positively impacted as well. So thanks for helping us do that. I really appreciate it. So yes, you can see it replay on both YouTube as well as on our Facebook page. Just look up my name, Charleene Closshey. You'll find us. Joy says, I'm so accustomed to City Dawn. Joy says, it was beautiful, thank you. And to you as well. Love all those green hearts. Maybe also because it's National Frog Day, that the hearts were green. I love that. Lydia, she said it was glorious. Good. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. James, so nice to acknowledge the equinox with you and the others here today. Yes. And as what I love too is we had such a strong Southern Hemisphere contention as well. I always get a little, how do I best move through the equinoxes or the solstice? Because I always think about, it's not just Northern Hemisphere, it's all of us. We are a worldwide community. But there's always a spring within us. There's always an autumn within us, just like there's always a winter and a summer. And just tapping into those moments and being able to find your equanimity, your presence with them anytime. So I'm glad you were here, James. Jeanette, Jen, you loved all the emojis? I know, me too. That was amazing. Thank you, Liddy. Jeanette, love for you and Jeremy and all who gathered, and to you as well, my friends. Laura, thank you so much gratitude to you as well. Thank you for your donation, Laura. We appreciate you, we see you, and we love you. Joe, cat emojis in the house. Jen, love and blessings to everyone. Liddy says, we all needed uplifting today. Hugs to all, I love it. Mike, you subscribed on YouTube. Thank you so much. Awesome knowing because you have the VODs because you love these. Yes. Video on demand is something that we strive to bring forth into the world because not everyone's schedule is always synced. So thank you for doing that. I really appreciate that, my friend. Mickey, what a truly incredible and uplifting session today. Oh, I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Thank you. It's a beautiful day indeed. May the day continue to bless, uplift, and guide you. Mary says, my flowers seem to be a trillium, a spring wildflower. Made me think of how the trilliums can close up their flowers to protect from the changes in the weather. Our springs are changeable and they are capable of riding out the weather swings. I love that. That's so beautiful and so poignant on so many levels. Thank you for sharing that. We have snow in Chicagoland. Kat, you were talking about that. It's just darn hot outside here in Florida. And how nature, our environment, presents us with new opportunities to how we can choose to show up and engage with life. That's so beautiful. I'm going to think about that today, the trillium. Lori says it was magical. Oh, thank you, my friend. Love your magical emojis. Daphne, thank you so much for this light, energizing, floating, magical, and calming trip. Thank you for taking it with us. Glad to be spending this day with you and everyone here. Float on gently. Amen to that. I love that. May today be exactly what you all need it to be and more. Thank you, Suzanne. Thank you, Joy. We appreciate and we love you all. My friends, it is always good to be here with you in every new and exciting new present moment. We will be back. We will be back on Saturday. Ooh, we're doing a weekend. But we're changing the time because Mom wants to sleep just a little. Saturday, what is this? March 29th at 10 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. Ooh, I think it's going to be a doozy. The Bulls are setting this one up. I wonder what's going to happen then. Jeremy, what is that one called? Is it Courage to Create? And then we have, Courage to, that's why. Courage to Create on a solar eclipse. That's why it's so intense. And then we have one the following Monday, March 31st, and that's called Spiritual Initiative. That'll be pretty dreamy and trippy, I think. This is when Neptune is moving into the sign of Aries. So lots of interesting, good stuff coming up. The month of March had promised to offer its intensities of opportunities. So we're wanting to walk that with you. You know what, cuz? We're all in this together. My friends, until I see you again, be well. Know that you are loved, uplifted, and upheld. Happy spring. Happy autumn. Happy equinox. May your flame be forever ignited. I love you. See you soon. Sat Nam.